Hi friends, and welcome to today's video. My name's Carrie and I like to make all kinds of relatable cleaning, cooking, and homemaking motivation, and today I have a ton of cleaning around the house to do, a couple of meal ideas for you, and we're working quite a bit in the garden now that the weather is starting to warm up. So thank you for watching, and let's go ahead and get on into it. If you're new here, like I said, my name is Carrie and I live in Southern California with my husband of 12 years and our 2 kids. I work from home as an independent contractor and basically a virtual assistant and event coordinator. And in my free time, I'm usually outside with the kids and my husband and our friends, or off in the water somewhere. But if I'm not doing that, you'll usually find me somewhere in my house because there's always something to be done. And the one room I have to stay on top of daily is the kitchen. So we're gonna start in there. Of course, there's always dishes to be done. I'm also in the middle of making dinner. And so I'm just gonna get the dishwasher loaded up before I move on to clearing off the counters and wiping those down. I had gone to Costco earlier in the day to pick up some of the essentials that we were out of, so I'm just condensing the dishwasher detergent pouches here and trying to get organized and tidy. My husband, he is seriously so helpful. I know it looks like he's just standing around because he's probably watching I'm guessing it's one of the sports games that he's watching on his phone, but he is off helping, tending to the kids, tidying up various rooms around the house for me. And so even though it looks like he's just like standing around and I'm doing everything by myself, I could not do it without him. He is seriously so helpful. Sometimes I just feel like I'm drowning, and the number one thing to do is just like when you're in that situation is just ask for help. And I'm thankful that I have a husband who will step up and help me. Even when I don't ask, he does. But like if I really need him to like buckle down and like, okay, I seriously need like help cleaning or organizing, like he will step in and do it. And he does it so fast, I don't even know. Like I think because I just am such a perfectionist, I like look at the whole big picture, and he's just like really good at cleaning up really fast. So I do appreciate him. And now I'm upstairs. I always fold my laundry on my bed because it helps me like make sure I put it away at night before I go to bed. And so that's how I avoid having those piles of laundry throughout the house. And I'm moving into my daughter's room now. Clearly she was having like a blanket fest. She likes to make little nests with her friends. So I'm guessing that's what they were doing here. And I'm just putting some clean sheets on here and fixing that bed up for her. Even though it's later in the day, I still like to, when I'm like cleaning and tidying their rooms up, just kind of make their bed refreshed. And they tell me it makes a difference. Like when they get in and they're like, oh, you made my bed. It just feels different. Like the blankets are all cozy and like they have that weight to them when you have like all 3 of them, and you like, you know, it's just like getting into a hotel bed, kind of that feeling with like the perfect weight and like everything's just all cozy and tidy is the best feeling. So I like to go ahead and do that for them no matter how late it is. If they haven't gone to bed yet, I'm gonna help them tidy it up there. And I'm moving into my son's room now, which is boys, like come on. So I had his basket since I was doing laundry, and so that's why his clothes are just like all over the floor. So I'm just gonna pick those up, and again, I'm just trying to tidy things up throughout the house. I can't deep clean everything all at once, so this is just a really realistic look at kind of what I'm doing throughout the night. I'm literally going here, there, and everywhere. And then when I do have the time, I'll dedicate it to like deep cleaning one space at a time. This is the next day, and I had been craving this chopped salad from this Italian restaurant called La Scala in Beverly Hills. And you may have heard of the salad because I guess the Kardashians always eat it on the show. But I saw a TikTok for it, and I was like, oh my God, that sounds so good. So I decided to go ahead and make it for lunch on this day. And you could just Google the recipe. It's called La Scala chopped salad if you want like the exact measurements, but it has iceberg lettuce, Italian salami, mozzarella cheese, and garbanzo beans. And then the dressing is super easy. You're just gonna need extra virgin olive oil, red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, a little bit of Parmesan, and I also put a squeeze of lemon in mine. I also had this red onion, so I decided to dice that up and add that in as well, because it's like Italian chop, it's salad. It kind of, you know, it just, and it was delicious. I liked the red onion in it. But it was a super easy and yummy lunch just to throw together, and it was super fresh. So I just wanted to share that idea with you guys. I know I'm always looking for meal inspiration on Pinterest or TikTok or whatever. So I like hearing what other people are making and eating. I like to bounce ideas off of my friends, or like in my mom groups that I'm in, we're always like, what are you making for dinner this week? So let me know if you have any ideas below. Let's share some ideas for meal inspiration, so that way we can add it to our list of rotational menu items and we can get out of those ruts, because I feel like sometimes I just start making, like, I can't get past like tacos, pizza, chicken, steak. Like, I need more inspiration, and so hopefully that gives you a little bit of inspiration here. But it was so good and so yummy, I ate the whole bowl. Is super horrible in my house, especially this room. It's missing, like, I need to replace a couple light bulbs, but also, like, most of my cleaning I wait until the end of the day. Like, that's when I really truly have time to like actually focus on cleaning a room. So as you can see, my house, there's just like crap everywhere. So I cleared off the table here. I'm gonna wipe it down because for some reason my cats just love to hang out in here. And I'm bringing over my centerpiece from the last event I did. It was still going strong. And so I was like, let me just go put it over on this table, which was like a terrible idea, because literally in like one of the next shots, you see me have to take it off the table because the cats like ripped it all apart. Because like I said, they just like to come over and hang out on this table and these chairs for some reason. I'm like, get out of my fancy room and go to your beds. But I love them so much. See, there's cat hair everywhere. I'm going to have to vacuum those chairs. I have to do it like at least once a month, because yeah, they just hang out here. And we have 3 cats now. I don't know. I think you might see the kitten in this video, but we got a 3rd kitten. So we have Ray, who you saw when I was making the bed earlier, and then Link, he's our little gray and white kitty, and we got him a year ago. So I have some footage of him as a little kitten, and then we just got another kitten. He is half Sphynx, half Bengal. He is so cute, and he's still a tiny baby, but there's just cat hair everywhere. But like, I just love them so much. And we also have a dog named Finn, and so he also hangs out under the table here. So I have to always make sure and vacuum really well, because this table is like right side of my office. And so for some reason, he just always comes and sits like right outside there, and he'll just sit under the table while I'm working and wait for me to come out. But I got this room back in order. Nothing too crazy in terms of deep cleaning today, but it looks great. I vacuumed, and I do need a mop, but we'll save that for another day. And like I said, everything is just booming in my garden. Actually, it looks even crazier now. This was actually a weed, and I'm like, this looks kind of cool. I'm going to leave it. And it grew those little tiny like orange flowers. It was so cute. I did end up pulling it because it started dying. This was a project that my daughter did that didn't survive. But yeah, the purple spiderwort, it's also called Wandering Dudes. It is like crazy in my garden right now, and it grows these really bright purple flowers. So yeah, it just looks really pretty. But I really needed to attend to my Monstera, because as you can see, one of my cats attacked it, and it looks so sad. And then I had like put it outside so the cats wouldn't eat it. But then the leaves turned black, and so I was like, you know what? I just need to get it back healthy again. And so I was gonna repot it in 2 different pots, because actually it was basically 2 plants. And like, look at this weird, that was a weird plant that just like showed up in my garden. I have no idea where it came from, with those like bell flowers on it. So first things first, I'm going to split up the 2 Monstera plants and pot them. Actually, I need to repot them again, because I don't think I like dug them deep enough. They needed to be like buried lower. So that would be my recommendation to you if you're repotting a Monstera. And like, they're just so droopy. I need to get like one of those moss sticks or whatever. I don't know. I'm actually not that great of a gardener, you guys. I'm just like learning everything as I go. And the Monstera I got from TJ Maxx like 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm so sad because it was doing so well. And then one of the cats, like I said, just started going to town on it. And so hopefully it is still healthy, but like it's just like sad. And so I need to just repot it and maybe get it a stand and tie it up so that way it stands better. And this was such a fail. They didn't have like the brown nest like planter things. So all they had at Lowe's was like this moss, and like it wasn't even enough. I ended up having to just throw it away. It was like a waste of money. It was probably like $4, but I had to go and get another like natural basket thing for my hanging basket. So I did that another day. But this is my Philodendron Rojo Congo. That's a mouthful. And it had all kinds of pups on it. That's what they call like the growing plant. That's like a new plant growing off of it. So I am just splitting those up and potting them and repotting like the main plant. And then I got probably like 6 or 7 new plants off of there. I've been trying to keep them alive. I don't know. I do have like them outside and they're still looking a little sad. I don't know if they're still in shock, but I'm trying. So I just keep watering them and hopefully we see some new growth there. But I also am going to split up my jade today, and I think that might be it as far as, oh yeah, and then I do the string of bananas, which I'll talk more about later. But again, this is the Philodendron Rojo Congo, and it's actually an indoor plant. It likes shade, it likes moist conditions. It did really great in our bathroom, which doesn't have any bathroom fans, so it gets pretty humid in there. And it also is a very bright bathroom. So it liked it in there. I need to go move it back up there because I brought it down towards my kitchen and it just wasn't as happy. I don't know, like I said, if it was maybe in shock, but I'm trying to revive all those plants. And so fingers crossed. Now I'm working on propagating my climbing aloe. This one is really easy to take care of and propagate. I probably get 10 plants off of the main plant every year. This piece in particular is actually from the second plant that I propagated last year. So it really does well out here. I'm in zone 9. All you have to do is cut off the long pieces because they start to like really branch out. And then rip off the like bottom leaves, stick it in the soil, water it, and it does really well out here. Another one that does really well is the jade, which I'm working on now. I had that bigger piece and the smaller one, and I have more to cut off and like plant again. And that one they call the money plant. It does really well out here too, but I'm just gonna give everything some water so that everything can start to take root. Moving into the backyard now, and I was playing tag with my dog and I noticed my plumeria didn't make it through the frost. You guys, it's all rotted, but there was still some green, so I'm going to trim it and I'm going to try and salvage it by just cutting off that rotted piece and just sticking it in the soil again. I don't know. This is my uncle, he gave it to me and he knows plants, but I tried my best. I don't know if it made it still, but apparently plumerias, they don't like the frost, and so I should have brought it inside. But I didn't, and so this plant unfortunately didn't make it. But I need to trim my string of bananas. This is another succulent. It just grows like hair. So basically, cut it just like hair, and then whatever stems you want to put into the soil to take root, take off like the bottom bananas. I don't know. They do look like bananas. And then you just stick it in the soil again and water it. And actually, this whole plant, I got all these pieces from just a couple strings that my neighbor at my old house gave me, and this one has really done well. It's so beautiful. You can put it in like hanging baskets, and it's so easy to propagate. So I actually have moved it into 2 other planters, and one of them didn't take. The other one is doing well, and I'm just going to kind of also fill in this other basket where I had that other one because it was kind of empty. I actually had pig's ear. Yeah, that's what it was called. I had pig's ear in here before, but it didn't come back this year at all. It's a really pretty plant with like pink flowers. Mine were pink at least. But like I said, it didn't come back this year. So I'm going to fill in the rest of the pot with all the string of bananas, and it's doing great. I moved some into my other planter, and like I said, you just water it, and it's so easy, you guys. Like half the time I give it to my friends and my family. I'm like, here, take some plants. And so even sometimes I'll trade it with neighbors too, you know, just like take the plants instead of me throwing them away, because like I can't just keep them all. But it was hard to get them all to stick in the soil, so it took me a minute, but I am so happy, and I love this succulent. It's one of my favorite plants. Finally made it inside to organize all the toilet paper and paper towels I had got earlier before at the end of the night. And now you can see on the next day in the next clip, I'm already cleaning up my roses and my table because the cats just made a mess of it. And unfortunately, the dining room table is one of the first things you see right when you walk in my house. So I hate when it looks all messy. But while I was cleaning downstairs, my husband was upstairs with the kids. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that I'll tell him, like, hey, like, literally the entire house is a disaster. I can't clean it all. I feel overwhelmed and I need your help. And so while I was downstairs cleaning up after dinner, he was upstairs, like, helping the kids take their bath. And they're 7 and 10 now, so they don't need too much help. He'll kind of just, like, clean the house or fold some laundry or whatever while they're doing that. And so I came upstairs. Everything was tidied up. He had lit candles. And it's honestly, like, I'm telling you, it can't be done alone. Like, get a friend, have your family members come over or whatever. Like, if you feel overwhelmed by your house, just ask for help, even if you don't have like a partner or anybody in your house to help you, because it just feels so good when you come down. Like, this is such a beautiful sight for me. Like, when I walk down to this, it is the best. We've got laundry going, and he helped me in here. Shamrock's still going strong. Got a deep clean, but everything looks great. I'm so thankful. The sexy man. Wow. Look at that. Before we go, I'm going to give you this one last dinner idea, and this is a super simple and easy comfort food meal. This is actually sopa de fideo, which is like a Mexican tomato cheese soup / pasta. You can kind of make it more soupy or more thick like a pasta if you want. It's very similar to like an Italian pastina or like just butter noodles, I guess, with cheese, but we have tomato in it. And on this particular night, I made some cheese taquitos to go with it. It's a little change up from the traditional tomato soup and grilled cheese, but it's super easy, and the whole family loved it. And I always use Cacique brand quesadilla cheese. It melts so well, especially for enchiladas or quesadillas, or in this case, the taquitos. It's just like buttery and delicious, and it, like I said, it's just the ultimate comfort food, and it was super easy, and the whole family just ate it up. Did you dip it?
Mm-hmm.
That's good?
That's good. You're like a perfect person.
That's all I have time for today, you guys. So if you made it this far, if you would subscribe to my channel, that would mean so much to me. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.